Hello guys, welcome back to my channel, and today we'll learn how to draw these beautiful galaxies. I created these two art pieces together, so let's get started without any further ado. And yeah, so for this you will require two A6 size cold pressed. I took around 300 GSM sheets and then I taped it with a masking tape from all the edges on a glass so that my paper is held tightly to the surface. And then I started with adding water to my palettes and colors. Then I took black and whites separately for detailings, and then I started by wetting the paper on both the sides. And then I waited to pick my colors and then started with some bright yellows on sheet 1. Galaxy drawings are all about your imagination and creativity with certain rules in mind. So you can pick your own palette, you can choose your own colors. Just ensure that everything blends really well with the paper, and of course, it's watercolor, so more the water, the merrier your galaxy drawings would be. So I'm picking here very bright colors like blues and greens and oranges, all the tingy colors, and I hope that comes out really well. And then you can start by applying darker shades towards the edges of the paper, and I'm using blue here to make it appear really bright and vivid. Then started with a little bit of blacks in the center, and to give it a little highlighting look I used blacks to the edges near the blues mostly, because when you look at the galaxies there are certain bright regions, there are certain darker regions, so you need to understand how this is going to work for you. So accordingly you have to pick your own colors. Then you can just keep on adding the details according to your choice. Add the colors, just be careful with blending. That's the most important key to me while making galaxy arts. And then you can just add a little bit of water to the surface and start by adding the whites. The whites need to spread throughout your galaxy. It will beautifully merge with the darker shades and give you a nice blendy look to your painting. And I really love this thing about galaxies, that you can add your whites wherever you want, depends on your imagination, your ideas of the galaxy. So this painting was almost ready, and I just wanted to add some tinges of orange over the whites to make it much more clearer and cleaner. So with that, I'm almost done with my first painting. And now I was thinking what to do with the second one. I had no idea by the time I was completing the first one, what will I draw on the second one. But I thought maybe this was a little bright, so I will go with the darker shades on the second palette. So I had to again wet the paper since it became dry, and then I started by applying beautiful color, my all-time favorite, black, and you can see how beautifully it spreads all across the paper, and the water is taking it all along the edges. Then I added some blue. So my idea in this galaxy drawing is taking blues and blacks and the darker shades, which will make it look really pretty. And then I added some bright shades of pink to this canvas, because I didn't want it to look all dark but have some bright regions as well. So pink will do the job hopefully for this. And then I thought maybe a little bit of purple would be really good for this, because it blends really nicely with the black and blues, allowing the pink to come up naturally in the canvas. And then I was almost done. My colors keeps on drying because the fan is really high and I have to keep on adding water to it. Then I added a little bit of blues again to merge all the colors together, and then the final, my favorite part is the adding of the whites to the surface, and it just beautifully spreads all across your canvas. But make sure that you have water on your drawing sheet so that the white spreads itself along different regions. So now my first drawing was almost dry, so I thought of adding more whites to it to make it look bright and give it some distinction from other regions in the galaxy. And I'm almost done, adding a little bit of blacks so that the highlights come out really well. The blacks after drying in watercolor becomes very lighter in shade, so ensure that you use the acrylics while doing the blacks and whites, because it really gives the right pigmentation to the drawing. And that's how I was almost done with both the drawings, and then I allowed it to rest for some while, and the colors got completely absorbed on the paper. And now comes my favorite part of adding the white bright stars to these galaxies and canvases. This is really my favorite part of adding the stars according to my desire, how I like it to see on the canvas. And you can start by adding bigger white spots to your darker regions, such as I'm doing it for the black parts, and then you can slowly reduce the size of these dots and do it on the lighter regions. And then after doing this part, what you can do is take some white paint on a brush, and just using your finger you can sprinkle it throughout both the canvases. This is going to really give very nice effect to your galaxy drawings. And after complete drawing, you can take off the masking tape, but just let it allow to settle, let the paint get absorbed into these shades, and then there will be a very bright picture in front of you. This is absolutely my favorite part, adding the white sprinkles to different regions, especially the darker ones, because it really makes your drawing vibrant, more presentable, gives the final touch to your galaxy drawings, and then you're all set. Now I think it's time to say goodbye. I'm almost done. These are very simple drawings. You can try it on your own. It's very simple, very plain. I have made a detailed video for you, so you can practice it and let me know in the comments if you like it or would want to watch me draw more of these galaxy drawings. I can do it for you as many times as you want with different shades and colors. And thanks for watching. See you next time.